Final days of preparation here as the Browns get ready to host the Bengals, their first AFC North matchup at Huntington Bank Field on Sunday. And Mary Kay, Myles Garrett spoke today, as he does every Friday, and he delivered a pretty clear message in the wake of the Amari Cooper trade as this team tries to navigate life without their number one receiver.
That's right. Even the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year knows that no one is safe at a time like this. With Amari Cooper being traded to the Bills, Myles knows that it can happen to anyone. The Browns aren't necessarily holding a fire sale here in Berea, but I think everyone's on a little bit of edge. They know that they must go out and play their tails off, as Myles said, and prove that they deserve to be here. He also said that he wants to finish his career here. He does not want to be traded.
Yeah, but Ashley, I did think it was just interesting that Myles made that point, that even, he's got to be aware, he's got to know what's going on. And look, you spend enough time on Twitter this week, you see random people throwing out Myles Garrett as a trade target. I don't think it would happen, but I did think it was interesting that one of the leaders of this football team delivered a pretty clear message to everyone.
Yeah, and again, I think he basically said, you have to go out there and play your hardest and win was the key at a time like this. Because we know if the Browns had a winning record and, we're more in the thick of it, maybe they don't trade Amari Cooper, even though the Bills pursued him really aggressively, it sounds like. So I think it was the right tone to strike at a time like this. And also, I thought it was interesting to hear him say, we've been talking to you guys all week about how do you avoid this sending the wrong message and essentially having the message to the team be, well, the season's over because we got rid of one of our best receivers. And he said he will never think like that. He's always focused on what they can do to improve regardless of what the record is.
Okay, now, the really good news, of course, the Browns playing without Amari Cooper, but they will welcome back Nick Chubb on Sunday. He is actually listed as questionable by Mary Kay, Kevin Stefanski, who can be very coy about injuries, even if he expects someone to play. Just came out and said he expects Nick Chubb to play on Sunday.
Yeah, they're not trying to hide this fact. All you have to do is look at their social media, and it's Nick 24/7. All kinds of tributes to him. It's the feel-good story of the week for them, and they are not going to try to hide it. And the players are so excited. Myles Garrett addressed it today, saying there's probably not a better running back than Mr. Chubb in the NFL. And I think all the guys feel that way. They know that he can provide a tremendous lift on Sunday, and if anyone can help them win a football game, it's going to be Nick.
Yeah, I think he also added that there's no one more beloved in Cleveland than Nick Chubb, although David Fry might disagree here as we're recording this video. But Ashley, the return of Nick Chubb, this is exactly what this football team needs, just to kind of ease a little tension before that game, because we've talked about it. We know these fans are a little bit angsty, they're a little bit riled up, so Nick Chubb will help, I think, diffuse at least some of that.
Yeah, Big Christmas and David Fry might want a word there with that this week, but I do agree. I mean, I think, again, this is the shot of good vibes, good energy that this team needs right now at 1-5, coming back after this long 3-week stretch on the road. Again, I mean, Myles Garrett talked about it today. Like, the energy in that stadium, I think, is just going to be palpable on Sunday. And it'd be nice if the Browns could pull out a win for Nick Chubb's return, too.
And maybe figure out a way to get Nick in the end zone as well, maybe even early in that football game. Now, there is some other injury news to take care of here. Juan Thornhill says he's going to play on Sunday. We've seen it before where players have said that and it doesn't happen, but he seems pretty confident. Grant Delpit is out of the concussion protocol, so he's set to go on Sunday, so they might have both of their starting safeties back. And of course, we're monitoring the status of Ethan Pocic, who is also questionable for this game.
Right. I mean, just having those safeties back alone, I think, is huge when you're playing against Joe Burrow, who, again, as we have mentioned, 12 touchdown passes and only 2 interceptions. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they have it rolling along. So you really want your secondary to be as robust as it can possibly be. But I also think Ethan Pocic he really brings that line back to respectability, because now you're pretty much strong all the way across the line, and that is exactly what this Browns team needs.
Yeah, if they can have Pocic and then Michael Dunn at right guard, you've got a chance to really do something with this offensive line. And like Mary Kay mentioned, Ashley, I know you talked to Juan Thornhill over the summer about dealing with those calf injuries. This was also a grade 2 strain. It was on the other leg, but he seems like he's in a better place, and he just decided to manage it a little better this year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big part of our conversation that I had with him at the Greenbrier, and it was about how frustrating last year was, where he felt like that calf could never get healthy. He talked about all of the changes in his training he made, so really unfortunate to see him go through another strain on the opposite leg so early in the season, but I know he'll be ready to get back out there whenever they need him, and certainly the Browns could use it with the defensive struggles they've been having this year.
Okay, full coverage of everything leading up to that Bengals game on Sunday. You can find it all at cleveland.com/Browns.